If you're over 60, what I'm about to tell you could change the way you see your daily routine and your brain for the rest of your life. As a brain doctor, I'm shocked by how many of my patients unknowingly hurt their minds each morning. They believe they're doing the right thing, something healthy. But what if I told you a vitamin everyone says is good could be silently hurting your brain? I know it sounds hard to believe, but day after day, I meet older adults who are sharp one year and then struggling to remember names, losing balance, or feeling foggy the next. They blame aging. They blame stress. But what if the real problem is sitting right there on your kitchen counter? You're taking this every morning, but it may raise your stroke risk. It can quietly increase blood pressure, stiffen arteries, or even trigger brain bleeds in your sleep. And here's the worst part. Most people never suspect it, and you need to stop it tonight before it's too late. After 30 years as a brain doctor, I've seen firsthand how silent habits, especially with vitamins, can lead to devastating strokes, memory loss, and even early dementia. The good news? It's not too late. There are gentle, natural steps you can take to protect your brain, starting today. So please, watch until the very end. I'm going to reveal the specific vitamins that may be doing more harm than good, and what you can do instead to protect your mind and your independence. And if you've ever forgotten why you walked into a room or struggled to recall a familiar name, drop a 1 in the comments so I know you're here with me and you're ready to take back control of your brain health. Let's begin. Number 1, the toe exercise, rewiring balance and attention. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you thought about your toes? It might sound silly, but these tiny parts at the bottom of your body play a bigger role in brain function than most people realize, especially as we age. You see, your toes are directly connected to a part of the brain called the cerebellum. Now, most folks know the cerebellum helps with balance and coordination, but what they don't often hear is that it also supports attention, focus, and even memory processing. As we get older, many of those neural connections between body and brain grow weaker, not because they're gone, but because they've been neglected. Just like an unused path in the forest becomes overgrown, your brain's communication lines to your feet can go quiet. And when that happens, your balance suffers, but so can your mental clarity. That's where this exercise comes in. Let me tell you about one of my patients, Mr. Raymond Carter, 75 years old, a retired high school principal, sharp mind, good humor. But in recent years, he'd started avoiding stairs. Feels like I can't trust my legs, he said. He also mentioned feeling more mentally foggy in the mornings. Not enough to panic, but enough to notice. I asked him to try something that surprised him. I told him, every morning, sit on the edge of your bed and do 1 minute of toe work, just 1 minute. Here's what I showed him. Lift your toes upward for 5 seconds. Keep your heels down, but raise all 10 toes and hold. Press your toes down firmly against the floor for 5 seconds, like you're trying to grip the ground. Massage the floor with the balls of your feet for 10 seconds. Small circular motions. Spread and squeeze your toes. Open and close them repeatedly for another 10 seconds. Then repeat the whole sequence once more. That's it. 1 minute. After 2 weeks, Mr. Carter came back smiling. He said, I'm walking with more confidence. My steps feel grounded again. And strangely enough, my thinking feels sharper, like someone lifted the fog. That's not a coincidence. Research from Tokyo University backs this up. Older adults who performed daily toe exercises showed measurable improvements in both balance and memory. Why? Because these motions awaken long silent neural circuits. They light up your brain. And the best part? You don't need gym shoes. You don't need to stand. You don't even need to leave your chair. You just need 1 minute and your toes. Because sometimes the path to a clearer mind begins at your feet. Number 2, neck rotations, restoring blood flow to the brain. Let me tell you something most people don't realize. Your neck may be the most overlooked highway to your brain. Every second of every day, your brain needs a steady supply of oxygen-rich blood. And the route that blood takes, it passes right through your neck. The arteries that carry blood to your brain, especially the carotid and vertebral arteries, run along the sides and back of your neck like vital lifelines. But here's the problem. As we age, those arteries get stiff. The muscles around them tighten. Years of poor posture, arthritis, or just daily tension can cause that whole area to get rigid, like a garden hose that's been bent or kinked. When that happens, the flow slows. And when blood flow to the brain drops, so does your clarity, your focus, your ability to process thoughts. You may notice it in little ways, forgetting why you walked into a room, feeling mentally cloudy in the afternoon, or having trouble concentrating on a simple conversation. Now, here's the good news. A simple 60-second neck routine can help restore that flow. And it doesn't require anything more than your own attention. Let me walk you through it. Sit comfortably in a chair with your back straight and shoulders relaxed. Slowly turn your head to the right as far as it feels comfortable. Don't force it. This isn't about pushing, it's about waking up. Hold for a moment, then return to the center. Now turn gently to the left, again hold, then return. Next, lift your chin toward the ceiling. Feel the stretch along the front of your throat. After a pause, lower your head, bringing your chin gently toward your chest. That's it. One full cycle. Repeat the sequence twice, and you've just given your brain a fresh wave of oxygen and nutrients it desperately needs. One of my patients, Mrs. Bernice Dalton, 79, told me, after just a week, my head didn't feel as heavy. I felt more awake without needing coffee. This isn't magic, it's biology. When you free up your neck, you free up your mind. You might not feel it immediately, but give it a few days, and that morning fog may start to lift. Your thoughts might flow smoother. You may even find yourself remembering names or ideas more easily. So next time your mind feels slow or your thoughts seem stuck, don't blame your brain. Maybe all it needs is a little room to breathe. Number 3, tongue movements, igniting speech and memory centers. This next part may surprise you. If I told you that moving your tongue could sharpen your memory and help you speak more clearly, would you believe me? I understand if it sounds strange. But after over 30 years as a neurologist, I can tell you, some of the most powerful brain connections are also the most unexpected, and the tongue is one of them. Why? Because your tongue isn't just for talking or tasting food, it's packed with thousands of nerve endings that connect directly to the parts of your brain responsible for language, verbal memory, and cognitive speed. You see, when you move your tongue in specific ways, you stimulate areas like the Broca's area and Wernicke's area. Those are the speech and comprehension centers in your brain. But there's more. These movements also wake up the hippocampus, which stores short-term and long-term memory. Let me share a story. Mr. Douglas Reynolds, age 82, a retired insurance agent from Illinois, came to me frustrated. He said, doctor, I can see the words in my mind, but I can't say them fast enough. It's like my brain's ahead of my mouth. He wasn't forgetting. He just couldn't express himself with the ease he once had. I gave him a simple routine. He laughed at first, but within days, something changed. Here's what I taught him. Sit comfortably with your back straight and your mouth slightly open. Stick your tongue out as far as it feels natural. Hold it there for a few seconds. Then move your tongue to the right, trying to touch the inside of your cheek. Hold. Then switch to the left. Next, press your tongue against the roof of your mouth, holding tension, then relax. Finally, roll your tongue in slow circles inside your mouth. First clockwise, then counterclockwise. The full routine takes just 30 seconds. Repeat it once more, and you've completed your minute. What happened to Mr. Reynolds? I started finishing sentences again, he told me. Even my wife noticed I wasn't getting stuck on words anymore. This isn't a trick. It's neuroscience. By engaging your tongue intentionally, you're sending signals to the same regions that help you find words, form thoughts, and express them clearly. So if you've ever struggled to recall a name mid-conversation, if you've had that tip of the tongue feeling too often, or if you just want to feel sharper when you speak, this 1-minute practice may be exactly what your brain's been waiting for. Because sometimes the key to thinking clearly starts with something as simple as moving your tongue. Number 4, ear massage, unlocking balance, hearing, and alertness. Most people think of their ears only as tools for hearing. But what if I told you your ears are also connected to your balance, mental clarity, and even your brain's state of alertness? It's true. Inside your ears lies a powerful system called the vestibular system, your body's internal GPS. It helps you stay upright, move safely, and process your surroundings. This system sends constant feedback to your brainstem, the part of your brain that controls equilibrium, coordination, and even the flow of sensory information. As we age, that system often weakens. You may start feeling a little unsteady. You might notice you're more sensitive to loud sounds or feel mentally foggy for no clear reason. But there's good news. You can gently reactivate this system without any equipment, pills, or even standing up. Let me tell you about one of my favorite patients, Mrs. Gloria Santos, 81 years old, a former piano teacher from Florida. She told me she felt out of tune, like her body and brain weren't syncing the way they used to. She wasn't dizzy exactly, but she walked slower. She avoided bending over. And she said, "Doctor, it's like my mind isn't catching things as quickly." I taught her a simple ear massage. Here's how it goes. Sit comfortably, relax your shoulders. With your fingertips, gently grab both ears. First, pull them upward and hold them for a few seconds. Then, pull them outward, again with a light, steady touch. Next, pull them gently downward. Finally, massage your ears in soft, circular motions around the edges, behind the lobes, and over the cartilage. Do this sequence for about 30 seconds. Repeat once more if you like. It's calming, and many people feel a warm sensation or even a light tingling. It's your nervous system waking up. Within a week, Mrs. Santos returned and said, "I didn't realize how disconnected I felt until I started to feel connected again." Her balance improved. Her mind felt brighter. And she started playing piano again, not just with her hands, but with renewed confidence. You see, stimulating your ears doesn't just help you hear better. It helps your brain interpret the world more clearly. It re-engages the parts of your brain responsible for spatial orientation and sensory clarity. So if you've been feeling unsteady, forgetful, or just mentally foggy, maybe your ears are trying to tell you something. Sometimes the most powerful switch in your brain is waiting right beside it. Number 5, integrated routine. The 60-second brain awakening. Now that you've learned each of the 5 exercises, the toes, the neck, the tongue, and the ears, you might be wondering, do I have to do them all separately every day? Not at all. Combining them into one fluid, integrated sequence is not only more practical, but far more powerful. Think of your brain like a symphony. Each part, the memory center, the balance system, the speech circuits, the attention networks, plays a different role. Separately, they make beautiful sounds. But together, when activated in harmony, they create music that moves the soul. That's exactly what this routine does. It turns your daily brain care into a synchronized 1-minute concert. And let me tell you, it works. I remember a woman named Elena Morgan, 80 years old, a widow once vibrant who'd become hesitant in conversations and fearful of leaving the house. She told me, "Doctor, it's like my body and my brain aren't talking to each other anymore." I showed her the integrated routine. It took her 1 minute, seated, no equipment, no rush, just awareness. Here's how you can do it too. Start by moving your toes up and down gently while slowly turning your head from side to side. Do this for 10 seconds. Next, while continuing the toe movement, begin to tilt your head up and down, chin to chest, then looking up. Another 10 seconds. Now stick your tongue out gently while reaching up and pulling your ears upward. Then move your tongue side to side while pulling your ears outward. Next, press your tongue against the roof of your mouth while pulling your ears downward. Finally, roll your tongue inside your mouth in slow circles while giving your ears a relaxing circular massage. This takes about 60 seconds. That's it. When Elena came back 3 weeks later, her eyes sparkled. She said, "I feel awake again. I remembered my son's birthday for the first time in years without writing it down." She'd regained more than memory. She'd regained confidence. This routine doesn't just stimulate the brain. It brings you back into your body. It reconnects the systems that slowly drift apart with time. And the beauty of it, it's gentle. It's free. It doesn't require youth, just your willingness. 1 minute a day. That's all. For the clarity, coordination, and peace of mind you deserve. Because your brain hasn't stopped working, it's just waiting for you to turn the lights back on. Number 6, 3 secrets that boost results. By now, you've seen how 1 minute a day can begin to transform your brain, from your toes to your tongue, from your neck to your ears. But what if I told you 3 simple secrets that can make this minute even more effective? Think of them like sunlight, water, and soil for a growing plant. The routine is powerful on its own, but when you combine it with these 3 ingredients, the results take root faster and grow stronger. Let's begin with the first secret. Secret 1, hydrate first. Your brain is about 75% water. It needs hydration to function properly. Every thought, every memory, every movement relies on well-hydrated neural pathways. Before doing your 1-minute brain routine, drink a glass of water, just a simple 8-ounce glass. What does this do? It improves circulation, supports clearer thinking, and helps your neurons fire more efficiently. It's like watering a dry garden. Suddenly everything wakes up. One of my patients told me, "Doctor, I thought I had dementia. It turned out I was just dehydrated." And he wasn't wrong. Mild dehydration can mimic cognitive decline. So give your brain what it needs before asking it to work. A glass of water is a gift your mind will thank you for. Secret 2, breathe deeply. While you perform the exercises, focus on your breathing. Inhale slowly through your nose, hold gently, and exhale softly through your mouth. This kind of breathing activates your parasympathetic nervous system, the part of your body responsible for calm, focus, and healing. It lowers stress hormones, opens blood vessels, and increases oxygen delivery to your brain. Think of it like clearing the mental fog. With every breath, you make space for clarity. And if you're feeling anxious or distracted, slow breathing is like a natural reset button for your mind. Secret 3, add gentle music. Music is a powerful activator of the brain, not just for emotion, but for memory, attention, and motor coordination. Choose something soft and pleasant, classical piano, guitar, or even gentle nature sounds like birds or rain. Doing your routine with music creates a sensory environment where your brain feels safe, stimulated, and engaged. Studies have shown that music can enhance neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to form new connections. Mrs. Carson, one of my longtime patients, plays Bach during her morning routine. She said, "It feels like I'm training my brain and feeding my soul at the same time." So, Don't underestimate the power of these small additions: water, breath, music. They're simple, they're free, and when combined with your 1 minute practice, they can awaken not just your mind, but your entire sense of well being. Because healing isn't just about doing the right things, it's also about creating the right space for your brain to thrive. Number 7, common mistakes to avoid. Even the simplest routines can lose their power if practiced the wrong way. And because this 1 minute brain routine is so gentle and easy, it's tempting to think, I've got this, I'll just get it done quickly. But here's the truth: how you do it matters just as much as what you do. Over the years, I've seen a few common mistakes that slow down progress or even undo the benefits. Let's make sure you avoid them so your brain gets every ounce of the healing it deserves. Mistake 1, rushing through it. We live in a world that rushes everything: meals, conversations, even self-care. But your brain doesn't work that way. It doesn't want to be hurried. It wants presence, intention, awareness. If you zip through the routine like checking a box, the brain doesn't fully engage. You might even feel a little dizzy or disconnected afterward. So please, slow down. Let each movement have its full breath. Think of it not as a task, but as a small gift you're giving yourself. Just 1 mindful minute. That's all. Mistake 2, pushing past pain. These exercises are designed to be gentle. They're not workouts. You're not trying to stretch to the max or break a sweat. If something feels uncomfortable, stop. If your neck is stiff, move just a little. If your balance is off, stay seated and grounded. You're not trying to prove anything. You're simply reconnecting with parts of your brain that may have gone quiet. So listen to your body, always. Pain is never part of healing. Kindness is. Mistake 3, giving up too soon. This may be the most common mistake of all. People try the routine once or twice, feel a little better, and then forget about it. Life gets busy. The days go by. And before long, they're back to feeling foggy, off balance, or tired. Remember, your brain craves consistency. Just like muscles need regular movement, your neurons need regular stimulation to grow and thrive. Even 1 minute done daily is enough to create new patterns in your brain, but it must become a habit, like brushing your teeth or stretching when you wake up. So set a time. Attach it to something you already do: your morning coffee, your bedtime routine. Keep it simple. Keep it sacred, because this isn't just a routine. It's a message to your brain that says, I care about you, I'm still growing, I'm not done yet. And the brain listens. Let's pause for a moment. You just gave your brain a gift. Just 1 minute of movement, attention, and reconnection. And if you made it here, that means you care. Not just about living longer, but about living better, with clarity, with presence, with dignity. These simple movements may seem small, but they open a door. And behind that door is something far more important than exercise. It's understanding. It's choosing to notice your body, to listen to your brain, to give yourself the time you deserve. But movement is only part of the story. What you eat, especially after 60, can quietly decide how your brain ages. And unfortunately, one common vegetable, something you may be eating every week, could silently increase your stroke risk, especially at night. That's what I'm going to show you in the next video. So if you care about protecting your brain, don't miss this. This vegetable raises stroke risk after 60. Before you go, if this video helped you feel even a little more connected, please type 1 in the comments. And if you're curious to keep learning, click subscribe. I've got more to share, from 30 years as a brain doctor who believes it's never too late to heal. Thank you for showing up for yourself. And remember, your brain is still listening. Keep feeding it the right messages.